Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Shining Empathy. My name is Joel, and today we are doing another special video, an unboxing. I haven't done one of these in a little while, since the Rumi Oracle, which I have to say is a beautiful deck. I have struggled with reading that deck, though. I find each card is just so packed full of story and movement, and it's almost one of those decks where it's like it's very much a one card pull deck for me personally. Beautiful though, absolutely beautiful. I'm still going through it. I'm still learning the cards, but yeah. Anyway, I digress. This deck today, I know what this is, but and of course you guys know as well since it's going to be in the title of the video. But I'm going to go ahead and open this up here first. So, I always kind of talk about this beforehand. So, Wordery. I like them better than Amazon. They are a specialized bookshop online store. They come out of Norwich. And yeah, they just good vibes on them. Free worldwide shipping. Can't beat that. And actually, their prices are super competitive. So, I highly, highly recommend them. Okay. Takes about, to get to Canada here in Toronto, it takes me about, I think it took about 7 or 8 days in total, like that included weekend. So like 5 business days total. So that's not too bad. But yeah, so let's go ahead and open this up. All right. I just love opening boxes. All right, receipt, and here it is. Gods and Titans. So, in response to how divine feminine the Rumi Oracle was, get to go back to that deck a little bit, and because of how much I struggled to read it. There was this almost like a need to have a deck that sort of countered that a little bit in terms of like what end of the spectrum it was. And I literally Google searched divine masculine oracle cards, and this deck was like, it literally is, it even says right here, the power of the divine masculine. So I've never had a deck like this before. I am very eager to have a look at it, to kind of check the energy out on it. I, of course, did not remember to have my scissors on me. So I'm going to just get up and go get those. Don't mind me. Easy, right? And struggle here. Let's just do this. Bink. And done. She just needs a little bit more help. All right. So this is from, I believe, Blue Angel Publishing. I love the size of the box. It's not exactly the size of the cards. The cards move around a little bit, but it's not like it's not like the box is so big that the cards kind of shuffle themselves and are upside down and stuff. It still contains the cards. It usually means as well, though, that the book is a little bit bigger, which I like. Is this Blue Angel Publishing? No, this is Beyond Worlds. I take that back. So Beyond Worlds, okay. It just had that, it had a very similar size and feel to the box. So let's have a look inside. So the author of this deck is Stacey Demarco. And the illustrations are by Jimmy Manton. Let's have a look. I'll show you again the cover there of it. And Oh, it even has a little holder for it. Very cool. So yeah, really nice big book here. I'm just going to quickly open up and have a look at, okay, so the cards, this is pretty typical. Just a small little thumbnail graphic of it, and then a good page and a half of description, if actually upwards of 2 pages. So that's good. Oh, they have shadow sides. Interesting. Okay. So let's see. I always like to see if they have spreads, because I do love learning new spreads, even though I really only use 1 or 2. Oh, they've got several spreads. Oh, I like. Oh, this is interesting. Okay. So a 2 and a 3 card spread. I don't know if I'm panned a little bit too high here for this. There we go. So they've got 2 and 3 card spreads here. They have the mountain, which is sort of like a pyramid spread there. And they also have the male symbol, the circle with the arrow pointing up. That's kind of interesting. It's literally a masculine male read. Interesting to see what that's about. And then the Odin spread, which is a 9 card spread. So lots of good spreads in there. All right, so happy with the book. Good quality in the pages and in the cover and stuff. It feels good. So here's how the cards come. Comes in a little inlet right here. I will probably, chances are I'll check that eventually. Maybe not right away, but can it even come out? Yeah, it can. Yeah, I'll probably just chuck this inlet out, but for now we'll just leave it in there. Ooh, okay. So let's slide. Can we slide it down? Nope, you are not going to slide, are you? Okay. So let's, actually it's just paper. It should, yay, it came right off nice and easy there. So here is the back of the cards. Nice, simple, reversible symbol, which I do like in the sense that I don't like knowing anything about the card necessarily when I'm looking at the back of it, as much as the ones that do have an upright and a downside. At least I know when I'm looking at it if a card is upside down, and I will usually correct that because I do like to try and keep all my cards upright. But the downside of that is there's no opportunity for me in my intellect brain and my little bit of OCD eccentricities like that. There's no room for a card to ever come in the spread upside down. And I don't mind when cards come upside down once in a while. My deliberately trying to keep them upright is sort of my way of saying, if I do see a card that ends up upside down, I'm like, wow, okay, you definitely want it to be read upside down. Rather than just having all haphazardly in there, and like sometimes like when I would read that way, like you get to a point you don't even know what end is up with your deck. You just take your deck, and I would do a read, and the entire spread of like 9 or more cards would all be upside down. And who wants to do an entire read of your spreads upside down? Like it's unnecessary. So I'm just kind of checking. So they've kind of are. I don't know if you can tell here, but they're clustered here. I'm going to have to actually do that bend and snap. There we go. Just a slight little, you just take it like that and you just do a slight little bend. And then same thing with the cards this way. And then I usually hold them by the middle here. They're just a little bit tacky on the edges, but we're gonna go nice and gentle with them. Just gonna work them nice and easy. It's an awful sound. I don't like hearing that from my new decks, but this is, from my own experience, the best way to do it. I find if I start trying to peel the cards one by one, I can end up with tearing along the edges, and this is the most successful way I've had using this technique to just have the full clean edges on all my cards. So I think we got it. Might be a couple of cards stuck together, but they won't be too bad. So let's go through and first of all look at the cards themselves. So they're not super dense or super thick, but they've got a good sturdiness to them. They don't have that color metallic-y kind of border, which I don't necessarily like that metallic-y stuff. I find it comes off anyway, and it just sort of flakes and gets everywhere. It's sort of just a little bit gimmicky. It's just not necessary. So I'm kind of happy that they don't come with that. Let's see here. So they all have a kind of a sort of border edge. So they have the actual god's name and then a keyword underneath that. And that seems to be the modality for all of them. There are no numbers. I don't have many decks that don't have any numbers whatsoever. So I am intrigued to see. I imagine they're probably just done alphabetically. So, okay. Good size. They're probably a little bit too big for someone with really small hands as far as like being able to shuffle them easily. But I mean, anyone who has smaller hands, I would just recommend to shuffle upright like this. Or I mean, you can always go the route of just like literally spread them apart and go like that kind of. All right, so let's go through the deck. And yeah, they are in alphabetical order. So I'm just gonna pull a few and see any that stand out. So right away, fear. So this is Pook. I'm saying that right. I apologize if anyone else out there knows the actual names of these gods and I'm just bastardizing their names. I apologize. But I'm not familiar with a lot of them, so patience. So, fear. Kind of a cool depiction of the fear god there. Everyone's going to probably want to see this one, so I'm going to show it. Anubis. The cards have a certain softness about the art. I don't know how else I can explain it. It's almost like a blurred effect, but it's not quite blurry. It's just there's no real sharpness with the detail, which isn't necessarily bad. It's really nice and soft and easy on the eyes. So it's just it's almost like for as hard as the images are, there's a softness about the art, which is really nice. Let's see here. Does this have another card attached to it? No, it doesn't. So Apollo. And I apologize if the light is not quite working. I'm just going to flip the card at different angles here, and hopefully y'all will get some of the image. Sorry, I'm also trying to delicately pull these cards apart here. So, Bayem, beauty. Dionysus. Some of these I'm familiar with. Have done enough. I do have enough of a background in Wicca to know some of these names and be familiar a little bit with their archetypes. Eros, which is of course the cover. Interesting choice to have Eros in the cover, actually. I mean, Eros is sort of love, sex, passion on the divine masculine. But what's interesting, I find, is that this whole deck sort of has a very strong masculine sexuality to it. And I feel like that maybe is what they were really trying to evoke with this deck. And because I think that whoever did this, Stacey Demarco and Jimmy Manton, I think that might have been the intention, is to kind of grab people by the second chakra with this. And sort of pull people in with the masculine sexuality. because I feel like that's a strong part of its appeal. Ooh, Ganesh. Now this is a very, very different depiction of Ganesh. I've seen several depictions and they're usually very classic. This is not a classic depiction. This is a very, very active, almost mid-battle or falling sort of Ganesh. It's interesting. Ganesh is the remover of obstacles. Hades, death. I really hope you guys are able to see these cards. They are quite glossy. So like when I turn them into the light there, I'm pretty much only seeing the outside. Hermes, the messenger, communication. Go figure. These are pretty direct, and of the cards that I had seen online when I was Googling them, that's one of the reasons why I resonated with this deck. I like direct sometimes, especially when I just need straightforward, quick answers. A card that gets nice and direct with me can just be really, really helpful instead of giving me sort of a wishy-washy story about this and that. I just, one word sometimes is all I need. Ooh, the Jade Emperor. Let's see here. It's kind of cool. So yeah, there's all kinds of like different backgrounds of mythology here. They come from all walks. And just because, you know, these movies are popular right now, Loki, and he's all about play. Why am I not surprised? Mischievous, he is. So obviously I'm not going to show you all of them because, as they say, a little bit of surprise is nice. I'm going to show you some of the ones that do stand out to me here. Odin. I mean, most of us know of Odin. Even if we don't know much about him, we've at least heard his name. Poseidon. Let's see here. Interesting depictions of these gods. Prometheus, altruism. And I'm struggling to remember exactly what altruism even means right now, so I'm not going to comment on that until I look that up and make sure I understand what altruism is. I feel like I mean, if I was just gonna guess based on the image and from what I think I remember of the word, I think it has something to do with sort of like an ego reflection. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Another Egyptian one, Ra. Oh, two Egyptian ones back to back. Let's look at those. Ra, which is power. Nice. And Set, chaos. And okay, so this one was very, very literal. Shiva, the destroyer. That's how I always think of Shiva. And same thing with Ganesh. So the Indian ones have very much, I think actually they've all been taken quite literally. from the information that I know of the gods so far. Like they've all been quite upfront in terms of what these gods stand for. Thor, action. I'm getting through the deck here, so I'm just gonna pull a couple more that kind of stand out maybe. I've got 3 here, and I think I'm gonna show Vishnu. I do have a thing for Indian mythology and gods. It just resonates with me. Vishnu is balance. So I gotta say, the vibes on them are really, really good. I kind of feel like I could, except for the altruism card, I feel like I could just up and read these right now in a spread. I don't feel like any one card is so overly complex or packed that I couldn't literally throw it out in a nice big spread and get some really good info. So, but I'm not gonna. Typically I would draw a card, but I don't feel the need to do that with this deck. We got a good feel on it. It's pretty direct. It's, there's one word. It's not even like a key phrase. It's one word. And I think we got a good idea of what this deck and these cards really represent and what they embody. So that's that. And I don't think there's anything else I wanted to add to that. No, I think that was it. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this unboxing / quick first impressions review. If you did, please go ahead and like the video and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you haven't already. And if you'd like, you can also check me out at Shining Empathy on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And until next time, everybody, love and light to you all. Bye for now.